Hey FlossTube, good afternoon. My name is Becca and welcome to my Stitchy home. Today's date is Sunday, October 27th? Yes, October 27th, 2019. And it has been 8 weeks since I've done a regular FlossTube. Crazy. I am not going to apologize because I've been watching other floss tubers who also were just absent, and they apologized, and I just thought, you know, friends sometimes go weeks, months, years, and you know it's a true friend when you can see each other again and just pick up right where you left off. So that is my hope of what we can do today, is just pick up where we left off. And this may be a multi-part video. I'm looking at my dining room table and it's crazy. So this may be a multi-part video. And so pick up your stitching, get your coffee, your hot tea, your hot chocolate, your hot cider, your Diet Coke, whatever, and let's catch up, okay? Again, my name is Becca, and the name of my channel is My Stitchy Home. It's mainly about cross stitch, but I do quilting, counted canvas work, crochet, thrifting, some stuff for help me with finishing, so you're gonna see all that. All right, from my last regular video, I was wearing a blue thumb splint. I think it was right after that I got 2 blue thumb splints. And then over time, I managed to lose both of them. One in the hospital. Actually, I was dropping off some paperwork for a future appointment and took my splints off to wash my hands, put one splint back on, and the other one was in my purse. I just walked off and I guess it fell out, and I guess somebody found it and decided to keep it, because when I went back, it was gone. It was never turned in. There you go. Then, I don't know, a week later, I was out to dinner with a friend, and so I must have taken it off to eat and then walked out without it. And the manager a week later said, yes, it was found later that day, and he said it did not last in the restaurant very long, that somebody took it. No apology. Well, he might have apologized, but he didn't seem real sorry. Whatever. The good news is, in case you all are new, I had tendonitis in this thumb first, my right hand, and then this thumb. And I did see an orthopedic doctor September 25th and got a shot in this thumb. And I didn't notice a difference for a day or two, really, but then as I managed to lose my splints, I realized it was getting better. They weren't hurting as much. I was able to open containers and stitch, and, you know, without the pain that I'd had previously. And I'd had really, really bad pain that made me sad to think I wasn't going to be able to stitch that much. And so thankfully, it's not 100%, but it's maybe 95% better. And I can do things I didn't think I'd be able to do. It's that time of year where you, perhaps, depending on the climate you're in, you pull your summer clothes out of your closet and put them somewhere, and you bring your fall, winter clothes in and put them in your closet. Well, I did that yesterday, and I'm one of those people who tries to carry everything at one time. I couldn't do it, but I carried several items on their hangers in my hand, no pain. And I didn't even think about it until afterwards that I did that without pain. So if you are out there suffering with tendonitis, or I also have arthritis in my hands, and you're feeling discouraged and down and sad because you can't do what you want to do, what you love to do as much as you like, or maybe even right now you can't do it at all. I know people have surgeries, people have injuries, all kinds of stuff. Just don't give up on what you love, and have hope. Just have some hope, because I really was doubtful and discouraged, and I just kept thinking, surely I will be able to continue to stitch. And so please let me please, Lord, let me be able to continue to stitch and sew. And so for now it's much better. Anyway, all that, let's talk about the elephant in the room, and I don't mean the quilt. We'll talk about the quilt. I mean my hair. Because if you've watched my other videos, you've seen most of my videos, I did not have bangs. My hair was pretty thin on top. Some videos I did better at covering that up than others. And in videos 7, 8, something like that, I'm not sure, I looked like this. I had bangs, I had hair. This is a topper. And if you don't know what a topper is, it's the top part of a wig that you can place on your head, and there's little, in my case, there's 2 clamps here and 2 clamps back here. And you ideally get it to match your hair, or you make your hair match the topper. So it just gives you extra volume up top. My hair, it has really been thinning over the years, but just this past year, it has thinned out a lot right in here, and made me very uncomfortable. I wouldn't say self-conscious. It's not like I walked out the door and went, "Ooh, nobody look at me." But when I looked in the mirror, I didn't like what I was seeing going on with my hair. So I got this topper. I also got a wig. Haven't worn the wig in public yet, but I would. You'll probably see it at some point. It's a little curlier style. This is very straight, and my hair has just, a little bit of wave to it naturally. Sorry. Since then, I've bought another topper and another wig. Yes. And the last wig has not been taken. I haven't taken it to the stylist to have her trim it and fill it in and, thin it out and all that. But anyway, if you've wondered why I've looked like this, and then a lot of other videos where I didn't look like this, that's why. I've seen a lot of floss tubers with really thin hair. Their part is really wide. You can see a lot of their scalp, or it's super thin right in here. And if you're a floss tuber, or you're not a floss tuber, whatever, if you're sitting at home going, "Hey, she's talking about me, I have hair like that," the first thing I did to kind of camouflage that was use root concealer. L'Oreal has a brand that's commonly available where I am, Columbus, Georgia, and I've seen it in other states, Texas and Ohio and West Virginia and Pennsylvania and Tennessee and Kentucky and Alabama. So I find it at CVS or Walgreens. Some grocery stores carry it. And I just would spray, not so much was I trying to necessarily spray my roots. I think it's intended to cover up gray, but I would be spraying my scalp. And of course it would get on the roots. And if my roots were a little grown out, maybe that helped brighten them up too. But it basically colors, for me, I was using it to color my scalp so that it was not as obvious how thin my hair was. And so that's the first thing I did. And I just was having to use more and more and more and more of that product. And then when I started doing videos and I would turn my head to the side and you would see my part was over here, I would see when I was watching the video back, I would see how thin and how I didn't do a great job on covering my scalp, all except for the little part. I thought I need to, I don't think of myself as a vain person, but that is just not what I want people to see or focus on. I want my hair to look healthy, I guess. And I was just struggling to make it look healthy in my mind. In my mind, everybody do what you want to do, but in my mind. So with this topper, it comes with a part on my left side, which was a little hard getting used to, and the bangs are super hard to get used to because I'm so used to just like not having anything up there. But I'm told it's cute, and who doesn't want to be cute? Okay, we've discussed the elephant in the room. I'm curious if you would ever wear or think you would ever wear a topper or a wig, or if you want to share that you do wear a topper or a wig. I would be interested in knowing that, and maybe others would be as well. I want to tell you about my t-shirt. See, there's beads for the cats. It's getting close to Halloween here in the US. This is the Sunday before Halloween, which is Thursday. So this, happy Halloween. This is my Halloween top. Now, after all that, let's talk about the quilt behind me, because I know some of you, a lot of you, you're very visual, and you saw all this color and went, what is that? So this is a quilt called Abbey Memories, and I found the pattern in what's called a Turning 20 pattern book. The book, or the pattern, is by Tricia, Tricia, Cribbs, Cribbs. It's a Turning 20. Now, in my case, I think I used 13 fat quarters, which are 18 by 22 inch pieces of fabric. All the different colors you see here. I think I used 13 or 14 colors. And then the black here. I don't remember how many yards it was of that. I made this and finished it back in the winter spring, with the intention of gifting it to our priest, former priest. My husband's Catholic, and he participated in our wedding, Father Scott Winchell. I was going to give it to him for Easter. It is now October. I'm sure, Father Scott, you're not watching, but I do apologize for that. We will get it to you one of these days. It is for you. And the back is, blessed are the merciful, blessed are the meek, that whole, I think that's from well, it's from one of the Gospels, I believe, Jesus's words. I should have looked that up. I want to tell you about a tool-ish kind of thing for used by anyone who uses hot glue. These are called hot glue finger caps. You see those? They're silicone. And this one was by Mod Podge. My sister-in-law gave these to me, thinking that with the crafting that I do, I could use them to protect my fingertips. And since I know Priscilla and Chelsea of the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch, they talk about and promote the use of hot glue when, you know, finishing your cross stitch onto a back or a frame or something. I thought some of you might appreciate knowing there are these little silicone caps intended to protect your fingers, so you can use hot glue on whatever and not burn your skin. So that's my tip of the day. Okay. Past giveaways that I know of, been claimed. If you have claimed these, you've sent me an email and I missed it, I'm sorry. Please, please, please send it to me again. Carol Hebert won this canvas work purse. And I feel like you responded, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back and check my email. But if you happen to be watching and you don't mind, re-email me your address, because I do feel like you replied to my announcement that you won. And then Two Lighthouses is also a canvas work pattern, and Patricia Mason won that. So Patricia Mason, Carol Hebert, please, if you've please email me your address so I can send those out to you. And I will, after this, I will look again. So much time has passed that I may have just forgotten that you did in fact reply. So there will be a new giveaway later in this video or this series of videos. Not sure where I'll put it, but there is going to be another giveaway. All right, I thought I'd show you a past canvas work finish. Right. This one is called Contemporary Bargello, and it was published by the magazine Needlepoint Now several years ago. It was designed by Susan Hulme, Hulme, and her colorway, the original colorway, was really bright yellow, bright everything, beautiful. But I decided, when I decided to kit this up, I happened to be in Nashville, Tennessee, and I went to the needlepoint shop there and started looking at their variegated flosses, DMC floss, not DMC, Canon Water Lilies flosses, and then picked DMC to go with those, because as is typical of Bargello, things go from light to dark. But in this pattern, there was also some variegated flosses that thrown in. So based on what they had, I went with a more muted colorway that I came up with. And you know, I typically still did purple where they did purple, or red where they did red, but anyway, it's just more muted. So I'll insert a picture of the original Contemporary Bargello here. Let's talk finishes. I intended to quote fix these before showing them to you because I'm not happy at the finish, at the framing that was done. Not there's anything wrong with the frames, more the stretching of the linen to get into the mat or frame. There's some threads that got behind the glass, and anyway, but I haven't fixed it yet. I'm probably gonna fix it. I'm probably not gonna take it back to Michael's and have them fix it. I might, but I'll fix it. But this is my Christmas sampler. I washed this after stitching it, knowing that the threads would run, and I coffee tea dyed it after stitching it, knowing that that would also, you know, affect the whites, would no longer be white. And I love it. I mean, this is, in my mind, this is what it looked like. If I could change anything at all, it would be that the whites would be whiter, but I decided to go with it just the way it is. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe if I angle it towards the ceiling, you could see it better. I don't know. I don't know. But I was reusing glass and a frame I already had, so I believe it's regular glass. It's not masterpiece glass, so it does reflect really bad. But it's, you know, it's a Christmas piece, a piece I'll only hang up for Christmas. So I think other than I want to fix how the linen is stretched, I'm probably not gonna change the glass. And then again, I forgot to look up the name. I think this is the Kingdom Sampler 2, but I'll put up here what it is. And also the linen was stretched or not stretched, as the case may be, horribly. There's some really big wrinkles, and so I am gonna fix that. But I love the frame. I did use masterpiece glass, but you can see the wrinkles right here and here. So anyway, once I get that fixed, I'll enjoy looking at that on the wall. And then this was Eat the Chocolate. And again, I'll put here like who it's by, because I forgot to pull the pattern. The frame is kind of a purple blue. Super love this. I haven't decided where to put it. Part of me says I should put it in the kitchen area, but we don't have a lot of wall space, so I don't know. To be decided. And then I have several finishes to be FFO'd. I think I showed this to you before, and I'll just show you where I am with getting it fully finished. This is Little House Needleworks Needle and Thread, and they finished it as like a bed with a pillow, and you could put your scissors under the cover. And I really do think I showed it to you before. So I've cut some fabric. I put a fusible fleece on the back, and I put just a stabilizer on the back of the actual piece. And so my plan is to, again, my plan is to make a bed, and with this as the top of the bed, so to speak, and then the blue will will form the sides of the bed and the back and the pillow area. It's I haven't decided, that I kind of got to this point and stopped. I haven't decided if I want to make it a scissor, pocket, to make this a pocket. I might. I just haven't decided, but I did pull the little pom-pom trim, so I know I'm going to use that. So that's kind of in the works. And then this is the Heart Scissors case. It was a stash find, and it's canvas work, and it was partially stitched. So I think this was all stitched, and most of this was stitched except for just a little bit. And so I stitched this, and I stitched these, and yes, they are specialty stitches. And then I stitched the back, this cream. And the thing I picked up at the stash sale came with 2 pieces of ultra suede and this tassel. Now, there's no other picture except this, which has cording around it. But I guess these 2 pieces of ultra suede make the back of the piece as well as a pocket. And so you can put your scissors down between ultra suede. But I may add an outside fabric so that the ultra suede is simply the pocket, the inside of the pocket. And then I don't know what I'll do with the little tassel. It's got a little heart. I guess it's a little crystal looking heart. I may put that on some scissors, and I may get some scissors that specifically will kind of coordinate with this. Okay, so there's that. Boy, I did a bad job. Okay, here's another, this piece, which is the Lizzie Kate. I think it's called Pumpkin Fever. Pumpkin Fever. It came with this specialty floss and with this metallic here, these 2. And then I supplied the others. And it also came with the buttons, the eyes on the cat. So, cute, cute. I got that done. I picked up at a local thrift shop this pattern. It's Baroness Designs counted cross stitch called Siamese Cat with Yellow Butterfly. It's pictured in a 5x7 inch frame not included, but it did come with the flosses. And so here is my version. I added a little bit of blue to the butterfly. If you don't know, I love Siamese cats, so that one spoke to me personally. And I don't have a picture of what this one is supposed to look like. It didn't come with a photo, it just came with the chart. Also picked this up at a stash sale, and it was not stitched. It just came with this 18 count Rustico from Witchelt Imports. Anyway, I pulled threads I had. It came with a jingle bell for his hat, and but I just pulled threads I had. This is Whisper for the cap. I think when I showed this before, I didn't have his face done. I didn't have the cap done. I didn't have the beard done. So now it's all done, and the little kit came with this little tart pan. So you're supposed to finish it into, I think, an ornament in the tart pan. So that's coming up. Then I showed this before, but without the buttons. So it is, again, I'll have to put what it's called up there. And the buttons are, there's a bunny button right there. There you go. And there's a dove or bird button right there. So now it is ready to be fully finished. And as I believe I told you before, I got this to do a flat mount on. And I don't know why I have not fully finished these. They just have been piling up. There you go. All right, I think that's my stitching finishes. Obviously, I worked on some of the things that I showed you that I finished and have not fully finished. But right now, I am working on Hands-On Design, Comforted by Love, by Kathy Haberman. I always want to say Haberman, and I know that's not right. So I pulled threads I had. I think it's a 32 count. And no, it's not ironed. So from the original pattern had all the words in red or shades of red. And I decided to do blue and a red. And right now I'm working on the wrought iron, you know, bed frame. And I just started the pillow, which my pillow, instead of being white, is going to be a pale blue. And my quilt will be blue and green. So, and then there's a cat, which you can stitch or do a button. I may have a button. We will see. I think I have a button I could use. I haven't thought that far ahead, but I'm enjoying this. I will say I'm stitching it in hand. I started that again to kind of, I found for whatever reason it was easier on my hands. I don't know why, but I'm kind of sloppy when I stitch in hand. I use the sewing method and I just don't have the consistent tension that you need. So anyway. Okay, and then the other thing that I still have a little more to stitch is, I should show you. It's from Priscilla Blaine of, you know, the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch. And I think that's their, oh, see if I can get it to focus. I think they called it Chicken Joy. Chicken Joy. Yep. By Stitching with the Housewives. And so this is my, I think it's raw linen. And it's not the colors they called for. I haven't put all the lights in, the multicolored lights that are in the pattern. And I haven't put the chicken in. I know some people have used a chicken button. I'm sort of thinking I might use a cat button. So the next thing I'm going to stitch is the star and the lights and the finish the trunk of the tree. And then there's some more snow over here. And I got to figure out what to do, if I want the chicken or if I want a cat. But that was fun. This is a free pattern by Priscilla Blaine, and I know she has a blog. I will try to put that information down below. Okay. Oh, I do have one more whip. It's crochet, so I forgot. It is this scarf. I did one in a gray with multicolored flecks, and now this one is, it's all one yarn. It's a multicolored yarn. Yeah. So it's intended, it'll be big enough to go, you know, over my shoulders to wear. It's very lightweight, and it makes a great travel project. So I'll have to put the name of it and who it's by up above or in the description box. I have so much more to show you. So for now, thanks for coming by my Stitchy home and visiting with me. I hope you all are getting lots of stitching done. I hope you have a safe Halloween and don't eat too much candy. And I'll see you again very soon because I'm gonna just keep videotaping. Bye.